phones. We got some very heavy-duty guests here tonight, but first we're going to give them a little introduction. Let's see what we got here. Did we lose it? No.
No.
We're still there, but we... Oh, boy, what a day.
Looks like a brand new band.
Yes, there is a new Jewish wake-up call. I'm your host, Jeff Osias, with special guests, Sid Yiddish.
That's me.
There he is. And Shayna Bracha Farber.
Hello.
Hey, we're all here together, side by each. That was a great introduction we got there. Boy, it was amazing what we just did. We just went through a whole bunch of stuff. And the computer didn't throw us off. It tried.
Miracles? Miracles? Miracles?
Yeah. You know what? This is such a high-powered group that we got here tonight. It's even hard to decipher where we're going to start, but we're going to start right at the beginning. Bereshis. Anyway, Sid, who the heck are you?
Well, I'm
talking to the mic.
Talking to the mic. Okay, yeah, right. I'm Sid Yiddish. I live in the Chicago area. I'm a throat-singing, shofar-playing, Furby spy.
What the heck does that mean? Throat-playing?
I'm a throat-singing, shofar-playing, Furby spy. Basically, industrial Furby spy.
Like gremlins. Furbies are like the gremlins.
Gremlin, or yeah.
Nicer gremlins.
Furbies are like these little, they look like Gizmo, if you've ever seen the film Gizmo. And they're these like little short things, and they can actually record your sound, and they can pick up, they pick up what you play, or what you say, or you sing, or whatever, and they can repeat it back to you, like parrots, like talking parrots.
Is that right?
Yeah, and they're short.
And you don't have to clean up after them?
No, just to take out their batteries every once in a while. Yeah.
I'm very good. And you're going to show us some of this stuff, right?
Not the Furbies. I don't have any with me tonight.
Oh, come on. You promised me a Furby.
Next time, he'll have me in
next
time.
Next time. Imitate Furbies.
Oh, yeah? Well, how do you do that?
Me sleep again.
My goodness.
Me love you.
Oh, and it's furry, too.
Right.
I'm telling you, do you have these things follow you all around, or they just kind of like pop in and
out? Elmo. Someone said Elmo.
No, actually, they're sleeping right now. Sleeping right now.
Is that right? How do we wake them up?
All I got to do is, like you clap your hands, or you stomp your feet, or just yell at them, or move the case that they're in, because they're in a case.
Oh, is that right?
Furbies move based on movement and sound and motion.
Uh-huh.
And that's kind of how they work.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, I think so.
That's funny. I just heard a truck go by. Is that one of them?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Well, we're going to hear a little extraneous noise tonight every once in a while, because normally here in the studio we have the windows closed. But it's very warm for the season. We've got the air conditioning trying to kick, and we have the windows open, and we have a fan going, which is very unusual. And so if you hear some, it's kind of like those furry things are running around driving trucks and police cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the fuzz.
Oh, is that? See? I told you. Anyhow, he's got a whole bag of tricks that he's going to show us and play with us tonight. And Shayna's going to show us some of her artwork. I'm hoping that we have some of it down in Atlanta, and I hope
send some to Ephraim.
So Ephraim will put it up as we're talking about something.
And I brought a new piece I just finished today for a friend in Tennessee.
Whoa. Let's see. Where is that piece, by the way?
Oh, the piece. Let me just hold on one moment.
Want to do this first?
Yeah, this is the first.
Here it is. Hold on.
Okay.
Where's your camera?
Where's my camera?
Well, where is the camera? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, here.
Are you there?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you see it?
I can't see it because I'm over here.
Here, okay, then Sid, you hold it.
Just do it like that.
Sid's good. Well, it's a little dark there.
Okay, well, you know what?
How's that? Can you see it? Oh, Roxanne, how are you? It's been a long time.
Okay, is that
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is a new piece that I did, and this is for a friend in Tennessee. And then if you notice, there's all these little birds. I don't know what you see in it, Jeff.
I'm not seeing anything at the moment. I hear birds chirping. Oh, wow, yeah. I see the eye, which is, what's it, a fish eye? And that looks like a jellyfish of some sort. You got a whole bunch of stuff in there. It's very cosmic. You don't see that?
It's like a roadrunner or something.
Yeah, it does. You know, but if you look at it, it's one big bird with a bunch of little. There's a rabbit in there.
Ah!
There is a rabbit with tears.
Oh.
Wow, that is amazing stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a hot dog.
Dog, yeah.
Stop making me hungry. That's just not fair. Okay, we have a piece here, and it's one of Sid's things, and it is called, what is it called, Sid?
Sid Yiddish shofar.
Okay, you got a little background on it, maybe?
Basically, this comes from it's a piece from a band that I play with called the Atomic Theory Dance Band. They're based out of here in Chicago. And actually, the band leader lives a few streets away from here.
Oh, okay, cool.
And this is from, I think, session 3. I think these are rehearsals.
Okay, shall we do it, sir?
Yeah, shall we dance? Yes.
No, you have not left this planet. This is Sid Yiddish's music. And that is a perfect example of some of the stuff that Sid has done. It's very creative, to say the least. And I'll tell you, it really had a lot to do. It almost sounded like I said, like a train, you know, like you're taking off on a train, going through the jungle. And the virtuosity of the chauffeur is amazing. He's going to do a whole bunch of stuff because he does stuff with his throat and he does stuff with his lips, and he's kind of like he's a moving instrument, and it's good to have him with it. It's as you can see, he looks a little bit different, but he's not that different. He's our inner selves coming out. It's a joyful thing.
Still here.
He's also got some poetry for us. Right? So whatever turns you sideways, you can do whatever you like at this point, so we can get to see some of your stuff.
I guess let's kick it right now. Let's kick it up a notch right now. I'd like to do, get it out of the way, I'd like to do a throat singing piece of mine. It's in, you'll hear two sounds, Kagara, which is a deeper sound, and Chalandic, which is kind of a higher pitched sound, I guess. It's kind of like Sagut, but it's not the whistling. It's called Michael Board Weasel Squeezer. So,
can you say that with crackers in your mouth?
Oh, yeah. All right. I don't know. I'll just.
Let's Shayna hold it. This way you're more comfortable.
This way you can be free.
Okay. This is called Michael Board Weasel. This is called Michael Board Weasel Squeezer. Michael Board's a friend of mine who lives in NoHo in New York, which is very close to the Village. Actually, I know Roxanne lives in New York too, or maybe she lives in Jersey. I think she lives in Jersey. Anyway, hey Roxanne. Okay. Cool. Word. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Okay, I want you to put the headset on, and I want to show what we did for you.
Okay.
And I want you to do that last part, to do that a little bit, just a little bit of what we did, because I want you to hear what you were going out as. I gave you a little reverb here, so go do your thing. You can stand up. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. You ready?
Okay.
Cool. I just want to show you what we play with over here at the Jewish Wake-Up Call. You thought it was going to be a straight show, huh?
No, I would not think it would be a straight shot.
As a matter of fact, we're just starting to play with stuff like that. As a matter of fact, in this computer, we got a 24-track recorder, which we're just learning how to play with. So.
24 tracks?
Yeah.
Wow, you're stepping up a bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, we're ready to move on into the atmosphere over here and get some really heavy work done. And, it's an amazing thing that what a person can do with their own voice. And what is that? What did I miss?
Oh, they want. It says about Jonah doing the meditation. This is a chant. He goes, but this was a vocal technique. You were doing a chant.
No, I was throat singing. That's not meditation at all.
No, but the throat singing is like the monks do the throat
singing. The Tibetan monks do it, yeah.
Right.
And
so
they do that in Australia, the Outback. They have that big. Oh, didgeridoo. Right.
Yeah. Right.
So there is, and you speak into a microphone.
Right.
It's otherwise.
Otherwise, you can't hear me.
No, it's very important.
Oh, you won't have nightmares.
Why?
You won't have
nightmares. Someone says, I will have nightmares tonight. You won't.
I saw a nightmare.
You won't.
It ran
This
through
is
the.
actually sweet.
You know, it's amazing. You get me going with stuff like this, and I'd like to jump in on it myself. But I'm the host, and I'm not supposed to do it.
But it's
You're the
okay. You
host.
can do it. I
know,
mean, it's your
because
show.
Well, yeah, I know that, but it's kind of neat to watch somebody else go ahead and do stuff like that. Because every time I try and do it, my kids say, "What are you doing, Danny?" Hey, Tati, this is embarrassing. This is great because we can do this and not be embarrassing. And what actually it is we were talking about this today, was that how we get connected, and people were thinking that this is going to bring in, why they think they're going to get nightmares is because they associate this type of thing to the underworld of, where when you come out with certain sounds that you wake up the wrong entities out in the cosmos. And what people don't realize is that everything is within balance. And what was that?
Says bring Mashiach.
Well,
we're waiting. That's what we're doing.
We're doing. We're not waiting. We're not waiting.
I'm sorry, we're not
Other
waiting.
people sit and wait. We do not wait
We're doing
here.
it now. We're doing it now.
Everybody's doing their piece, in their own way. And that's one of the reasons, as I said, that we call it the New Jewish Wake-Up Call, because what we've said, and I've said this many times, but being that you haven't been here before, is that we are what we call Torah-based. And it's like Levi's Jewish Rye. You don't have to be Jewish to enjoy it and get what you need to get out of it. And basically what we're saying is that at every stop sign here in Chicago, every corner, there's pretty much a stop sign.
Right.
Now, we can go through it, or we can stop for it, or whatever. And if you go through it, you got a chance of either hitting somebody, getting a ticket, or whatever. And sometimes you get away with it. But if you always stop with it, if you always stop what we're trying to do, then we know we're not going to get a ticket. So we decided to take the high road of whatever we want to call it. I don't want to put anybody's spirituality down. Everybody's got their way of connecting with Hashem.
Of course.
And yours is a way of doing it which goes from your toes right through to the cosmos, and I can feel it. We've only spent a few minutes together, and it's already, I know you're a friend of Shayna's, and Shayna's really connected. She's by the way, I'm sure you know that Shayna's a healer, cosmic healer, and she does a great job. And I've seen her work. As a matter of fact, somebody that I know wants to come back like on Wednesday. So,
thanks for the notice.
It was going to be tomorrow, but we decided.
Thanks. I'm getting a little booked up, but I always have some room for more.
All right. So this is wonderful. But this is what this is all about. I mean, this is all what Shlomo Carlebach, all our friends are in the same room. I don't want to say box, because what we do here is we push the envelope. Here at the Jewish Way, we don't go in any box. Because when you put yourself in a box, you blow.
Well, you kind of have to think outside the box.
Absolutely, exactly. Tell us what that means to you.
Thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Pushing the envelope. Well,
yeah.
Been doing it all my life.
Right,
it's not. But it's been called. For me, it's been shock, because people think I'm trying to shock them just to get them to listen, but it's really not that. It's when you think outside the box, people label you as being different, or strange, or it's unique. I'm sure you've had that happen to you too. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this goes back many years. Somebody said, when I became frum, and somebody said to me, "Well, now you're Jeff Osias, you're Jeff Chaim, and you have no past. You're from here on, that's who you are." Well, for 2 years I tried to live that way. And as I got further and further away from who I really am, I choked. And I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown, because I was leaving part of me behind, most of me behind. And they say if you close the doors on the past, you're bound to repeat it. And I wasn't about to do that. It took them too many years to get to where we are today. And we all have our own paths. We all have our own. That's why, one time Shayna was listening to the show, and she says, "Wait a minute, that's a Grateful Dead. That's Jerry." Yeah, I do. We do play Jerry. Yeah. We do, to put stuff on, because we want to keep that. We want to keep that alive. That's our base. We are a mosaic of everything we've done, good, bad, or indifferent. And you know what? There's no bad. There is no bad. And in order to become, we keep talking about tzaddikim. If you don't know what's bad, how can you turn it into good? If you haven't stepped over the line, how do you recover? How do you become what we're doing here? How do we get to the other side and bring it all inclusive?
It's like every mistake is a good thing because you don't learn. What you learn from your mistakes is that you make more mistakes.
Right.
In order to create.
And that's why you're here, is to show your creations. And before we play another one of your off the CD, I'd like to get some more work from you. Now we're going to make you work tonight. Want to hear some of your poetry?
Okay.
Can we do that now?
Yeah.
He's going to go up and get that. Shane, is that your? Is that my mouse that just went?
Mouse.
I fed it really good today. She's kicking my mouse. But what is that song? Somebody kicking my mouse around.
I think I remember that.
What do you got there?
Okay, this one is it's kind of a new one. It's called Talking Fish Kabibble Blues. Wading through the stream, hoping to catch a fish, caught a coal instead, but oh, how I wish the sport of love would not drown me so. This hunt of love is so awfully shallow, awash in waves time after time after time. I bait my hook with applejack, tossed it out and turned my back. Seemed like hours before I got me a nibble, and when I reeled it back, 'twas nothing more than a Jewfish lecturing me on the art of love in fish kabibble. So I threw it back in, hoping it would go on its merry way, but it kept swimming towards me, singing a sad little refrain. This 1 + 1 thing don't always make two. Sometimes it makes 3 or 4, so if you're looking for hot eggs, be my guest. But let me explain something to you, young man. Making love with number 1 is always the best. I looked at it sort of perplexed and asked, do you mean what I think you just said? No, said the Jewfish as it did holler. I didn't say it Jimmy cracked corn for less than $1. Love is love, and that's all it's meant to be. When you find it, you'll know it. So already stop asking me. In the meantime, learn to love yourself. Be gentlemanly, be ambitious. Oh, that Jewfish. It talked too much, so I waded inward with a net, clubbed it to death, scaled it, fried it, made a bracha over it, and ate it for lunch. Boy, oh boy, was it delicious.
Wow. Okay, Sid. Now, for those of us that didn't get it, I got it. But I would like you to explain it to the people out there. Where were you going with that?
This was actually lyrics of a song of mine. But fish kabibble is like ish kabibble.
Sure.
That's kind of where the fish kabibble part comes from. There's not too much information on Ish Kabibble, although I think he was I want to say he was a trumpet player.
I think so.
Yeah. To me, it's always about this sort of realm of lecturing about how people should do things and not do things, and especially, love and relationships are always a kind of a maddening kind of situation, and so. And being the Jew that I am, I just felt within my sort of world, this was sort of my way of saying what I feel it is. So that's kind of where it came from.
It's beautiful because this is the self-esteem part, the number one, knowing number one, loving number one, having love with number one, and all under Hashem. Because that's the leader, that's all for the boss and all that other stuff. But if you can't, I love the expression, you can't love someone else unless you love yourself. And if you're out there trying to please somebody, making love, and it ain't happening because you ain't there, it ain't happening. And how many of us go through that time and time and time?
Every day, but it's not only just through love; it's your the relationships you have with your coworkers and your family. And people you meet in the streets and places you go for dinner, or and when you go to the grocery store, go to the library or something.
That's cool because you know what? When you stop doing all kinds of stuff to make yourself feel better, and then you realize you don't need it. You know what? If we just did a lot of Tehillim, and we did exactly what your poem said, and later on, I'm going to want you to do that poem again because it was really touching. It was very deep because you're trying to catch the words and you're doing it a little twisty, but the message is fantastic. So we're not going to let you go before you say that again, because people don't realize that we could actually put the chemical companies out of business, of Valium and all that other crap that they're pushing down our throats. And trying to tell us we're going to feel better. That's one guy tells us we're going to buy a car, we're going to feel better. Another guy says go on vacation, you're going to feel better. There's only one trouble when you go on vacation. If you don't take you with you, it's going to be an empty holiday.
Yeah, Harry Chapin said it best. I think it's from the song WOLD. He said you can travel on 10,000 miles and still stay where you are.
Mm-hmm. Listen, how many of us opened up 1 million business, traveled all over the world, and never left the bar store? Yeah, I know, but anyway, that's why a poem is it affects everybody, wherever you are, and I like the story about a guy was like a dwarf, and someone said, "Oh, you're ugly." He says, "What? How can you talk to me that way?" He says, "You don't like what I am? Talk to my boss. He made me. You want to tell God he don't know what the hell he's doing? Go ahead. You tell God he don't know what the hell he's doing." And that's what this is all about. Because when you look in the mirror, you got to say thank you. I don't get, oh yeah, I need a something transplant or whatever. That's baloney, because you're just the way you're supposed to be, and God don't make no trash. And
I've heard that too.
Yeah. And this is why, and we're so excited about having you on the show, because you have, from what I was told and what I understood from what I read on the internet and everything, is that you have a wonderful way of getting involved in actual emotions without saying it. You do it very lightly. You like the elusive poet, because everything you do lights up some other part of somebody's neshama, whether it be a frequency or whether it be a tune or a tone or whatever it is, like you call it spitting.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I don't exactly know how we're going to get into all of this stuff, but I would like to start you on your routine as if you were doing a show or a group in any time.
Okay.
Could we do it, and then we'll let you do. I want you to feel really free, because that's what this is all about, was knocking off the edges, so we can open up the door for you. And this is your stage, because I want everybody to know who you are. We all are very, very through. So we've salted the air, and now we're letting the clouds just do what it has to do. So this is your stage right now, and please do what you will do.
All right. How about let's do that one I was showing earlier.
Sure. He's got some props here.
This isn't a prop.
I know, it's a shofar.
It's my shofar. Actually, somebody reminded me to bring these, because I was on my way here and she was talking about shofars, the
car.
Yeah, and I said, "Oh, shofars! I forgot." And I went back in to grab them. So.
Okay. You want to tell? Can I tell you the story about the shofar?
Sure.
That is a shofar. It is not called a trumpet. It is not called a horn. You know why? It's got its own neshama. And all you're doing is picking it up, and it's your neshama joining with the neshama of the shofar, and that's why you're so powerful. It's all yours.
Okay. All right. So we have to start up. This one is.
Okay. Before we start, Shane, I'm going to have Shayna's going to be our engineer tonight, because she's in the seat. All right. Here's what I want you to do is to kick over here. It's not. Where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. No, here's what I want. Okay, here. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? There. And go over here by the gears. Yeah. And then just tilt up till you see his head. There you go. Oh. That's all. Just keep him in frame, that's all. Okay. No big deal. Yeah, okay. All right, and she's also holding the mic. She's multi-talented here. She does the video, she does the audio. Look at this.
She's good. so I'll project a little bit for this because I can't exactly lean it. Don't worry about that. Yeah, okay, so what I'll do is I'll project a bit, and then let me toss this back here because I'm going to need to do that. So this is a poem about flatulence. It's called Bina. But trumpet blows. Into mouthing frenzy of frantic fretting. And tooting terror. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Take a breath. Okay, go ahead. I know. I'll come to use his mic this way. I don't have to change it. Okay, go ahead. Shayna, you have something there that you want to say about what you heard.
Never heard the shofar played that way.
Well, we know
but it's
that.
interesting. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Oh, now he's got the baby shofar.
Well, actually, I've named my shofars. I've got 4 of them. Mm-hmm. This is my Charlie Parker. Okay. Because it makes a staccato sound. It's very hard to play. It's really cool too. It's got those ridges on. Mm-hmm. And this one, this is my Ornette Coleman. Mm-hmm. It plays really well. And actually, I buy all my shofars at Rosenblum's. It's a plug for them, right? But okay. Mm-hmm. Over on Devon, folks. In Chicago. Anyway, I test blew 10 of them before I got to this one. So it's a beautiful one. So it makes a beautiful, beautiful sound. There's a mini one. There's a one that's one size
bigger than this. That's the one I train everybody on, and I call that my Sonny Rollins. And then my synthetic one, which was made in India, that is my John Coltrane. So
we have a whole array of different personalities that come through on everything that you're playing, whether it be longhorn, staccato, or just a little bit of blues.
Right, exactly. I've got this piece I want to do. I've never done it for radio, which is kind of. I always have a guitar player with me or a banjo player when I do this, at least up north. Down south, they don't know how to play this tune, but this is a piece I call Dueling Shofars, which is kind of how to do this. So,
if you notice the coat that Sid is wearing, it's a kittel, and very, very significant of anybody that's connected with. We know that it's used for two things. It's used for either getting married, or Pesach, or when you die, they bury you in it. Now, what does that all have to do with what we're doing tonight? And you know what?
Well, it's either I'm going to get married or I'm going to bury myself. It's one of the two things.
Yeah, but on the other hand, there are no. Well, if you go to a real Kabbalist and you go for a reading, they're usually wearing a kittel, and so that's a very big significance for tonight. That's why I wanted to joke first, but then there's the sincerity of it, of the connection to the neshama that comes out with your playing, and I just want to show it to people that there's a reason why you're wearing it.
Yeah, definitely, and I like it too. It's got nice big, fluffy arms and stuff. We got enough there to I could basically stick on the shofars in there too, if I wanted to, but totally good.
And he does all kinds of things with his shofar.
Yeah, it's not gonna fit. It's kind of pretty, but this one will fit. Perfect. Perfect size.
He's got a whole.
Okay, so this is called Dueling Shofars. It's kind of a parody of dueling banjos. So, let me figure out how to do this.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That was very primal.
Yeah.
Very primal.
Wow. What is our audience? Is there any? I can't see because I can't see for him. Anything new over there? Because we wanted to keep the audience involved and see how it's going out there.
Really excellent. Okay. Marvelous.
we really need to make a second keyboard with those sounds, correct?
Right.
We're working on it. As a matter of fact, I saw I was in Walmart today, and I saw for our budget a drum set, electronic drum set, and I'm thinking how I could incorporate that into this, and maybe put a keyboard in here, and because then we could have strings for you, because you can get anything you want on a synthesizer nowadays. So next time when you come back, you're gonna have the whole ensemble, but we're gonna probably rehearse a little bit so we can.
No, rehearsing is not a good thing. You have to improvise everything. So.
I've never done anything other than fly by the seat of my pants. I don't like
to do it. That's the way to go, man.
I don't like it. You'll notice I asked Shayna when I was on the local radio. I refused to unless a guest couldn't make it. I refused, and then when they were starting to edit it, I says, "Well, that's up to you. I'm out of here because I don't want to do that stuff."
I think it takes too long. You just gotta blow it out your nose.
Or facsimile thereof.
Yeah. That's great. Exactly. Now I am actually working on, and I've done it before. Speaking of nose, I've actually started taking the shofar, this one, and blowing it through my nose. It's kind of a hard thing to do because you don't want to mess up your nostrils, but it takes a lot of work, but I've been actually working on it. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard, but if people put their fingers in their nose too, why not a shofar, right? It's definitely going to take some work. Definitely going to take some work.
Well, it's an amazing thing, though, what we can do with sounds and you can have the purest voice in the world and not be able to touch people, and yet you can have a certain sound, and it really gets to everybody. And what's happening when the shofar opens up between... Shayna, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry. No? Okay. It looked like you were ready to burst out. And for those of the people who are not used to improvisation like this is kind of like... This is real Jewish jazz. Because, I'm going to give you a mic. Yeah, I'm going to take one over here.
Yeah, all right.
And right.
Word jazz.
Yeah, because anything that you can do that'll connect with somebody else, like Shlomo Carlebach, he was the king, but yet, there are plenty of other singers who have better voices and better control or whatever, but he had a way of just hitting everybody's neshama.
Some of my influences are more like, besides Alan Sherman, Mickey Katz, who is incredible, just with the lyrics and the parodies that he did. I tried to get as many Mickey Katz CDs.
He knows how long and how many years it's been since I heard a Mickey Katz album. I forgot all about him.
There's just tons and tons of stuff out there, obviously online, and also. There's lots of reissues. There's been a lot of reissues. I'm also a big fan of jazz and free jazz and improvising, which is kind of what I've been doing probably for the last, say at least 5-6 years. But basically what I like to do is I listen to any kind of music, any kind of spoken word, any kind of sound that is uttered in the universe, and I take it, I put it in my brain, put it through the blender, in the mixer, whatever, and whatever comes out, that's what comes out.
Well, I like to hear, one of our listeners early on when you started to play said, when you started to sing a little bit was, that sounds like it's coming from a Catholic church or something like that. Well, you know what? All those sounds actually came from the Beis Hamikdash or before. And I remember one time Shlomo Carlebach came flying out to Rabbi Abe Twersky, who they were always very good friends. And he said, Rabbi, listen to this. I just made this up. And he sang this gorgeous niggin. And Rabbi Twersky just looked at him and said, you know what? You didn't write that. He said, what do you mean? I just created this thing. He said, no, Hashem created that. So anything that you think or I think or anybody else thinks that that connects to somebody else's neshama. Guess what? Guess who did that? It's like an artist with a paintbrush.
Right. It's Hashem, but what we do
is
we
interpret it.
We interpret it, and we add the little bits of ornamentation.
Right,
to it,
right.
We just make it our own color. Right.
Right, but what we add is that which actually hits the neshama, because otherwise people would walk away and go, what kind of noise is that? What is that? Rabbi Green, you heard of Rabbi Green from Eretz Yisrael from the Old City? Yeah, sure. So he tells a story about, you know how he plays a band, he has his own band. And they were in the studio, and they came up with some new stuff. And they had a new drummer. And every time they say, okay, let's play, and the drummer would play, and he'd be out in and the whole band was way disoriented. And for some reason, Rabbi Green said, you know what, everybody else leave, just drummer, you stay here. And he'd started hearing the drummer play, and he started to play with the drummer. And all of a sudden, he caught the drift of what the drummer was trying to do. And when he realized what the drummer was doing, he went with it, and then he called his band back in, and they all grabbed a hold of it. So what they thought was like not with them, no, it wasn't. It was what they call a different drummer. And we all are a different drummer. There's no two snowflakes the same.
Well, that's certainly true.
And that's what we are. When there's no two of us that are the same. We may have, each year's Hashem put our noses all in the same place, but each one has a different sound and different.
It's great. I mean, it's like, when you hear people sneezing, it's, in my head, when people are sneezing in my head, I'm thinking, what's the next sound I can get out of that?
Mm-hmm.
This orchestration. I've had these kinds of the mere sounds that our body makes. In my head, I've been trying to create some kind of orchestrated piece with them, and their sounds come out from about, let me think how many, 1, 2, 3, about 4 if you think about it. 3 different orifices, I'll keep it clean, don't worry.
Listen, hey, it is true. I remember as a kid, I'd hold my hand over put my hand in my ears, or I'd hold my nose, and then you take this, and then you take it and you wobble it a little bit, and you wharf back and forth and stuff like that.
It's a great homemade reverb.
Oh, absolutely. Everything that we do, everything is mimicking either us or a bird or something like that. First one, where people caught it, said, "Is it jungle sounds? These are primitive jungle sounds that you're doing very simply and not simply as far as what you're doing, but simply to look at it."
Well, throat singing is throat singing, but it took me 4.5 months to make the one Kargara sound, which is the deep sound.
Mm-hmm.
It just took me forever, and finally I asked my throat singing teacher, I said, well, if I cawed like a baritone crow, could I make that sound? He said, sure. So I started cawing, and boom, the sound popped out. Wow. And I've never looked back.
Because I've noticed, I used to play, I haven't done it in a while, I used to play the piano, but what I'd do is I'd look out the window, and if I saw a squirrel, I'd go, and then the bird chirp, and then you get a different sound there, and you get, a door slam, boom, and you say, then you put that all together, and you got yourself a little orchestra going, and that's what you've incorporated. Where can people see you? Where do you perform, and how can?
In Chicago on Tuesday, I'm a really small part of this. The outer. It's called. Hang on. I've got the literature in front of me because I don't have it memorized. I'm part of the Outer Ear Festival of Sound, and I'm part of this fellow's. His name is Alessandro Bossetti. He's an Italian guy, but he lives partially in Baltimore and Berlin. So that's where he splits his time. And this piece that I'm part of is something called DeSaldo Translations, the Chicago version. And basically, it's this. Let's see. Okay, basically what he did was he recorded people throughout Chicago, like say downtown and South Side. I think he also went to like a hair salon. It was like over on 95th. And I think he recorded like over 400 voices. I don't know how this stuff ladies into hair salons, but I guess I can do that.
They
More
do.
ladies than guys, anyway.
And well, no, not necessarily. Not anymore. You know, it's an equal opportunity squish.
And so basically, singing along to Renaissance madrigals by the Neapolitan, I guess it'd be commentator.
Speak better into the mic.
Yeah, the Neapolitan looks like commentator Gisaldo de Venosa. So basically, what I did was when he recorded me, we did various takes, and he asked me to get it almost like straight. Try to.
Was that a doorbell?
Yeah, I think it was.
You go push that and let them, whoever that is, it's probably somebody, a guest or something. Or,
Yeah.
or some kid got locked out.
No, that's a possibility. Maybe it's just maybe it's Hashem.
Yeah, he's ringing the bell. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just add to our ensemble here.
So basically, it was like he's getting this layered effect of people, and he asked me to just get as close as I could. So I did. I did some throat singing, and I did some off-key stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be at the Claudia Cassidy Auditorium, 4th floor, I believe. That's Cultural Center, downtown Chicago, 7 o'clock, and it's free.
Cool.
This Tuesday.
And if there's anybody out there that wants to join us in talking, where they can call me on my home phone, which we have hooked up here into our studio, at 773-465-3599, 773-465-3599. And you can talk to myself or Sid or Shayna or Ben, who just walked in. How you doing, Ben? Welcome. Ben is our always here audience and always ready to answer my questions when I get stumped. Go ahead, take one of the chairs, or anyone that you prefer. You don't have to stand. You make yourself at home.
So that's the next place I'll be. But then, if people want to hear my my stuff, my work, you can go to www.myspace.com/2 and then the words $cockroach. So it's basically myspace.com/$2 cockroach.
Okay, cool.
$2 cockroach was the name of my old band, my old art performance band. Split this April, and you probably want to figure out where I got the name.
Yeah.
I was actually in a Jewish chat room a few years ago, and some guy called me a $2 cockroach, and I guess that's his way of calling me an idiot.
Oh.
So I thanked him. I kept thanking him profusely. He had no idea why I was thanking him. I thought that's such a great beatnik name.
I like that. You bring back stuff from when I was in the 60s over in the Bleecker Street Tavern. We used to sit in the back room. There were people saying poetry and sounds. And
yeah, they still do that there, as far as I know.
Is that right?
Yeah,
wow.
They still do it. New York's got a vibrant scene.
Because
great scene.
There was a guy who used to come in with a rooster and say poetry. A rooster. He used to come in with a rooster. I don't know his name. I think we actually called him Rooster, but I don't know whether we just made that up. Yeah. And but it was a free flowing. They got the word bohemian. I don't know where that came from, but it was like, and a lot of off the cuff stuff, and amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, you're keeping that strain going. And my son Zevi just walked in to say hi.
Hey, Zeb, how you doing?
Yeah, he's got a great voice. You got to hear this kid sing.
I did hear him. I heard him last week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Zevi, you going to sing for us tonight? Yeah, you ready now? Okay, come on. This is Sid. Shayna, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God,
And,
gorgeous son.
all right, and you can take this mic and tell us what you're going to sing. And just put something on camera rather than the camera.
Right. You good?
והוא כלי. והוא כלי. חי גוילי. צור חלי. מיסוד Minas koisi beyonekon Vehu keili Vechai goyali Tzurchem li v'yitzonu Vehu nisi umanois li Minas koisi beyonekon Yoi biyadai afkir ruchi Ve'yisi shana ve'ido Ve'yehim ruchi Gavi Osias Hashem li Oya v'lo'iro Biyadai afkid ruchi Ve'yisi shana ve'ido Ve'yehim ruchi Gavi Osias Hashem li Oy veloido Thank you very much.
Wow. There you go. I'm opening your mics up too. Okay, good.
Excellent. Wow, fantastic.
Whoa, hey, everything comes alive on this show. All right. Hello? Hello? Huh? No, he's not. No, this is father's cell phone. No, he's been using it, except for tonight, and I'm on the air, so... And so are you. Well, I don't know. It depends on where he is at the time, or if I give him the phone. Who is this? Let me tell him who it is.
Great radio, folks.
Who? Asherbo. Okay, sure. Okay, bye. Asherbo, whoever he is. Tell him. Be there. Very impromptu. This is home.
Yeah,
This is the way it is.
Yeah, I know, I love it.
I mean, you know, they talk about reality radio, television. We got it all here. And there's no outsiders. We're all family here. So, you know, and this was always a dream of mine, Sid. Because when I worked in the book, you know, to do what we're doing now took millions and millions of dollars. And to set up the network and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. And here we are, we're all over the world, sitting here in my dining room. And like I said, as I was schlepping all that equipment around from place to place, I always thought there's got to be a way of making this work. There's got to be a way of getting to people without all the stuff in between. You know, here we are. It's us and them, and it's no them. It's we. It's a we. It's a we program. Everybody's involved. And whether it, you know, be a doorbell, whether it be a phone, whether it be somebody calling us on the phone, this thing can ring too and knock us off our socks. But
So what's that number again?
773-465-3599. 773-465-3599. And if you want to, you can go hit, you know, those of you in the chat room, can put yourself on private, and we will see you blinking, and then we can get your phone number, and we can call you back, and this way you don't have to publicize it, and know all that other stuff. You can do it a bunch of ways.
We were speaking about family. Sprache.
Right.
Well, Facebook is how we met,
Mm-hmm.
and we've become family. And
Saving face.
saving face. It is just one of the many friends that I have, and I've been meeting my Facebook friends. And
Let's see who this lady is over here. There you go.
oh, there.
There you
Well,
are.
let me take the glasses.
Yes, right. She sees through the top of her head, folks. You notice where her eye was. She's hiding her third eye is what it is.
Right here, right here. But Sid and I met through Facebook.
Uh-huh.
And
we
caught each other.
Yeah, basically you were advertising. You were looking for somebody to help you out with your meditations.
With a CD, which I'm still in the process of getting it gradually together. Sid is my many voices and tones for the CD, and I have 2 other people that are interested in the CD that I want to make, which I figure will be like after first of the year, once all the holidays get done with. January is a slow month for the new year.
Right.
And I figure around then we can start going. But yes, it answered my call.
Wow.
When I heard his voice and listened to him, like, oh my God, thank you, Hashem, for bringing me a gift.
And you know what? It's amazing how we just have to keep ourselves open to get the gifts. And everybody says, a lot of times I remember. I'm not going to be blowing my own horn, but this is important because I have a friend of mine who's very, 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 very religious, and he was having a lot of problems. And he says, Jeff, I don't understand it. He says, I daven 3 times a day, and I cry to Hashem, and I scream to Hashem, and I can't seem to get rid of my problem. And at that point, that his problem was that he was an overeater and way overweight. And one day, after I hadn't been to Borough Park for about a year or so, I'm walking down the street, and I hear a guy say, Jeff! And I'm looking around, I don't see anybody. Hey, Jeff! I look over. This guy's walking over across the street. I didn't recognize him. He had lost like almost 300 pounds. And I said to him, Shlomi, what happened? What happened to you? He says, I did what you told me to do. He says, I stopped screaming, I start to listen.
Right.
And everything just turned around on him. So, it's there, it's real. We're not dealing with some heebie-jeebie-beebie thing, and it may be because what we do is every time we do something like that, we're not just working in this world, we're opening up into the other worlds also.
Oh, there's so many miracles, Jeff.
Because, go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you love my miracles.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you know the Grateful Dead.
Sure.
You remember Merle Saunders? Well, Merle Saunders' son is on Facebook, and I need part-time help. So I'm looking for part-time help for someone to help me with some office work and stuff. So he saw my my status on Facebook that I was seeking that, and he emailed me privately, and next thing I know, he called me. And we started talking. I see his email. I see Merle Saunders Jr., but it just reminded me of his father, because I used to talk to his father.
Really?
I was trying to make a Grateful Dead cookbook at one time before Jerry died, and Merle ended up giving me a lot of recipes, and we used to talk, and whenever he came in town, I would call him, and even in San Francisco, he would take my calls. So his son called me, and he told me about his friend that he has that could help me with what I need in working for me, and I was just like, thank you, that's cool. And he's talking, and he's telling me stories about his father towards the end, about Wavy Gravy and him and his father, and all the Dead members came, and, Grateful Dead members came to Merle's side, and I saw tears were coming down my face. It was just like, you would never hear these stories.
Sure.
And it was just...
You know what? You want to write those stories because that's your cookbook. The cookbook doesn't have to mean that you're cooking bread, baking bread.
I have Shayna-isms here.
Well, let's hear some Shayna-isms.
Well, speaking about the box, do you remember the box we were speaking about? Okay, well, you know my status. You read my status, I think, sometimes. And I look at yours. Because I do look
and he has a great status.
Yes, he has great status. Because this is what I wrote. What is really normal? What is really reality? Why do we put ourselves into a box? Why do we put ourselves into a box? We're constantly ripping ourselves out of this box. Why can't we just be and express ourselves without fear of judgment? Why can't we just be kind to others in the way that we want others to treat us? With respect, dignity, grace, and honor, and with mercy, too.
Beautiful.
So Shayna is and I have others.
Well, go. Let. This is your time, kid.
Okay, you don't mind? Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, I've been asking different questions to different people on Facebook, and some of them are, about loving ourselves. How can we, do you love yourself? How many can say that we love ourselves? Well, I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I love who I am. I love what I do. And I love this, my life, because it's what Hashem has sent me to do. And I have to do this. So here's some of the things that I've said. Some of you may have known that I was ill at one time. And on my road to recovery, I put, when I was on my road to healing, I found that if you turn your thoughts and actions with kindness and find the good in everything, your life will change drastically for the better. On a rainy day, even when the clouds have some pretty cool forms, and the lightning was always an amazing gift. So what I want you to do is to see what happens in your life that you can change with kindness.
That's really about midos. Really about midos and changing our midos, the hardwiring. And I think Sid's about ready to. Is your throat in shape, sir?
Yeah, it is.
I could see you're getting.
This is the new Jewish wake-up call, so thought I would have something prepared, and got a couple of things actually, but I'd like to do the short version of Haba Nagila. Let's do this.
Okay. Can we get you back into the camera over here?
Look into camera. Okay.
All right. You backed up a little bit. You got your face in there?
Okay. Yeah, I got my face.
All right, good.
This is the short version of Haba Nagila. Short version.
Quite. Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Wow. I can see where we'd like to put a little bit of something in the background with that. Oops, I can shut your microphone while you're doing it. That was a nice sound. I like that. Something different.
See, you can still hear me.
That's right. That's a good windscreen.
Yeah, well, it's a spit screen.
Oh, okay. I'm killing my mic so that you're on your...
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, is it okay to do that? Okay. This is actually, this is kind of a John Cage Fluxus movement kind of piece. It's called Solo for Throat and Spit Stream. And I'm going to have to do it like this. And you'll see why I've covered the mic momentarily. It's okay. You're perfect distance. Both of you are perfect distance.
My glasses need cleaning anyway. Yeah.
So do mine, but that's beside the point.
Wow. An amazing thing. Amazing.
Just put it out over there to dry.
I'm telling you. Springtime with spritzing, with Sydney. Well, all right, we're going to give you a break because we're going to play one of your. What was the other number? Do you know?
Yeah, it's the reunion song.
Yeah, but what number?
Number.
Where is your? Do you have the? Do you have the?
You've got the.
I've got it here. I've got the CD, but where's
Yeah,
the?
you should
Ah,
have
here it is. I put it underneath. There it is.
That's number.
Da 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 dee
Encore,
da.
excellent.
Yeah. Okay. My little voices. Speedy Shofar.
The song which is number.
Oh, here it is.
Six.
Number 6. Let's see if we can find that. Number 6. Da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Okay, push the button. Let's see if we got the right place. I don't want to get the wrong. I think that's it. Let's find out. It's either that one or this one.
Wiping your nose off with the full-on leather crew. You asked me for something to eat and I told you, why don't you look over the fence? And then I saw a city of tents and 11 cents. And then you said, bingo. And I said, it's bunghole. You were my queen, and I was your king. You were my minimalism, and I was your first incision and maximalism. Reverse position and sanitary disposition. You were my very first home, my whole of soul, darkest hole. But I got lucky because I paid toll. And when I got inside, I found a big hole. together in the city of Chicago. So many years ago. Now you're visiting me at a co-op in Seattle. And it still feels like I never left home. 'Cause you know they say home is where the heart is. You know what I say? I say, home. Dear old home. My dear old bingo. It's been great being with you here in the co-op in the middle of the block, in the middle of Seattle, in the middle of right of they say it's What was that? I'm sorry.
Here we go. This is an original. Very original. As a matter of fact, it was recorded at the time. Talk about
February 25th,
wow.
2007.
Oh, I thought that was you for a second. It was you, but it was you on the tape. I'm going to give you. Let's see. This is one. Okay. Yeah, the mic. Okay, I will do that. Sure. All right. Excuse me. Stevie.
This song, its words, a lot of people know. It's something say every morning. I don't know. So I hope that you can enjoy this song. Adonai, Hashem alach b'terem kol tzenivu. Li'es naso b'chetzer kol, azahi melech shemoy nikro. Adonai Lam, Asher Malach, b'terem kol tzenivu. Li'es naso b'chetzer kol, azahi melech shemoy nikro. V'yacharei k'ichloi sako, levadoi imlech l'ra, ve'hu yeh b'sivaro. V'yacharei k'ichloi sako, levadoi imlech l'ra, ve'hu yeh b'sivaro. Adonai Lam, Asher Malach, b'terem kol tzenivu. Li'es naso b'chetzer kol, azay melech shemoy nikro. Adonai Lam, Asher Malach, b'terem kol tzenivu. לי יש נסו, לי יש נסו, בחפצי כל, אזי מלך שמי נקרא. אדוני לום, אשר מלך, בטרם כל יצמירה. לי יש נסו, בחפצי כל, אזי מלך שמי נקרא. ויחרי כי חסקו, לבדוי ימלך נוירו, והוא יהיה בסברו. אדוני לום, אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא. ויש נסו בחפצי כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ויחרי כי חסקו, לבדוי ימלך נוירו, והוא יהיה בספרו. Thank you very much.
I'm confused. What we got? This is two mic. This is your mic. Confusion or us? Confucius say.
Yes.
Confucius say.
Okay. Actually, I think Alice had asked before about who was singing on the reunion song. I'm correct? Yes, I am. That was actually that was an improvised song I did with my former roommate Noam Paco Gaster, who we lived together here in Chicago from 97 through 2001. I met Noam at No Exit. You remember No Exit?
I've heard of it. I don't know. I'm not a New York. I'm not a Chicagoan. You know, you got to remember that.
Yeah, but you live.
No Exit has been around.
It's okay.
No Exit has been around for a long time.
That's why I said I know it. I know it, but I don't know what it was.
Actually, I met. There were at least 2 or 3 people that I met that night, October of '95, that I met at No Exit that would impact my life. Noam was one of them, and my roommate, who is now a Rebbe, Menachem Cohen.
Oh yeah, Menachem.
Or Mitzi.
Mitzi, yeah.
Drummer.
Yeah, Mitzi. No, Matt Cantor's.
No, not Matt Cantor.
But Mitzi does drumming, sir.
Right. Yes, that's right. So I do know who you're talking about. In fact, I saw him the other night at the concert for the guy from Israel, and here we go again.
All right. So anyway, this song was improvised. I was waiting for the travel van to take me back to the airport in Seattle, and Noam asked me if I'd like to do a song, and we were passing the time, and I said sure.
Hello.
And so
Yeah, what's up?
This one was just improvised, totally improvised, and you know, that's kind of where it all came from. It's just all comes from here, and just kind of blows out one end and it blows out another. That's how it works.
Somebody called for you on my phone. Hang on 1 second, please.
Okay.
I'm interrupting my guest. Tell him we're on the air. I don't know what he wants. I'm sorry. That was my son called, and I got totally confused, and the phone drops out of my hand in the middle of your discussion, and they're very important.
Oh, I love chaos. It's like
chaos or us.
It's like improvised.
It is.
It's all improvised, which is great.
Yeah. What's the matter? Where are you going? Huh? No, go ahead. Do your homework. Okay, fine. No problem. Can I have my phone, or you want my phone? Huh? No, that's fine. You're cool. Yeah, go do your homework. Good boy. Thank you. Thank you for being here. See, this is Fairly Life just keeps on going,
it's
man.
Like Jewish pirate radio,
you know,
at its finest. You know.
Okay, what was I saying before? Oh, anyway, the drummer. Circle, right. Saw him.
The Schwitzers.
Yeah.
The Schwitzer drummers. Yeah.
Right. And I saw him at the concert over at the what used to be the bar on Tui.
Yeah. Oh, Young Israel. Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
it's good to see him. Anyway, go ahead. Just like enjoying what our
okay,
chaos.
So, well, anyway, so Noam Paco Gasser was one. And then I lived with Menachem for about, I think for about a year or so. He was already going to school at the Art Institute. And then he started rabbinical school. And basically, and we kind of kept in touch. But the way we kind of kept in touch was, we'd talk to each other and stuff. But I held his records for 5 years, so his record collection. So,
Cool.
They stayed with me. They moved from apartment to apartment to apartment. So, and finally I saw him. I said, "Hey, you want your records back?"
And he said,
"Yeah."
He
sure.
took them back.
Yeah, he took them back.
He said, "Son of a gun, you couldn't keep his records."
Yeah.
Wow. So you have this album that we're listening to. We'll have listened to a couple of cuts. Do you have other albums?
I do. The other, I don't remember them all three. This one, by the way, called it's called Middle-Aged Mishigosh. This is the fourth one. This is like my EP. The third one is called Whole Fat Zib, My Life with Shomer Nagia. Whole Fat Zib is a made-up word. We made it up in Scrabble. We're playing Scrabble one in Madison, Wisconsin. And we just came up with the word. Second one is called My Wife is the Universe, Caw, 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 Caw. And the first one is called it's called Errorist, like Errorist. Nine muses. Oh, it's 9 muses in under constructionalism.
Definitely an Escobalis and a sound effect. Let's move aside the shared folks,
Something like that.
I thought so.
Yeah, something like that. And I pretty much, I record things pretty much on the spot. A lot of it comes from source material.
Do you realize that a lot of Zen is exactly what you're doing? And so there's lines that we cross that is all spirituality, and we're trying to make everything. Oh, it's mine. It's my religion. It's yours. Is it? It's all the same thing.
Right. You just, Hashem in one language, means Buddha or Yahweh or Krishna. The other thing is that it's, we speak in, at times we speak in tongues. Yeah.
And what is that? It's just a feeling of a sound that we put together. It's like saying, this is a mic stand. I said, no, that's a horse. What's the difference? So what if we make up voices and things like that, and we make up sounds, and we're not making it up because it's coming to us. It's cosmic. It's coming in from wherever, from this higher power. The force be with you. Let's do this right. The force be with you. Okay, I got to do that a little bit. Something like that. Oh, I love this now. Good. I'm getting carried away. It's your gig, not mine.
Right,
this is your gig, baby. I don't want to.
Right, man.
I got carried away a little bit. I take a deep breath and make believe I'm a mature male that's taking care of this program from Jersey. Not Jersey. What exit? Tappan,
which is right next door to New York. If you go to the right, it's New York.
There you
go. To the
go.
left, it's Jersey.
There you go. And any place else in the middle is swamp. So. Yeah. Anyway.
Would you like to hear another poem?
I would love to.
Okay.
Yeah, this is called Gone with the Wind. All right.
Okay. This is
What are you looking for, the hammer?
Oh,
It's got to be here somewhere.
you could just use a mic and you can improv. Yeah, you can. Seriously, you can use the back end of it.
Mm-hmm. There she's got it. Oh, she's got it in the bag.
Okay. This is actually a poem that I've written a few meditation poems, and that'll work. And this is one that Shayna liked, so Somebody likes it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. That's another one, but that's about 46 years ago. It'll be 46 next year. So.
You know what? I did a show. It was the decade show of the Beatles.
Well, I do too, but I was too young at the time. This is called Angel Meditation Poem. Inura, Inura, Inuraze, Inura, Inura, Inuraze. O great angel of mercy, why does thy eyes cast down upon me? O great angel of mercy, why does thy eyes cast down upon me? Inure, Inure, Inureze, Inure, Inure, Inureze. O great angel of death, sit silence in the black-peppered sky. O great angel of death, sit silent in the black-peppered sky. Inure, Inure, Inureze, Inure, Inure, Inureze. I choose to trust life, to starve, to reap the harvest thou had given unto thee. I choose to trust life, to starve, to reap the harvest thou hast given unto thee. O thouest angel of death, what do your eyes blind in the shadow of life? O thouest angel of death, what do your eyes blind in the shadow of life? For in the shadows we choose our fears, the fear of our nations upon deaf ears. The soul of silence steady as she flies, the rape of our terror battered as she lies. New. For it is said that when the angel first appears, the strain within our brains slowly disappears. For it is said that when the angel first appears, the strain within our brains slowly disappears. The chosen one fells itself when selling out his name. The homeless snail crawls through the window, asking if it was to blame. The flesh upon flight, the smile into flame. Ra. For behold, and the word it is true, the words we taste beyond you. For behold, and the word it is true, the words we taste beyond you. For it is so written, for it is so shallow, the death car waits inside the froth sealed inside the gallows. For it is felt like a bullet in the brain, the death upon life feels no pain, but the burden of whence it first came. Zay. And so it lives on the blindness of truth, the touch of my breath upon the pane of glass. The words cannot hold the swindle that masks itself like a rubber ball. Foundation is phallic, arrested beneath bone, beside wall.
You know what? I'm sitting with my mic in my lap. I didn't even notice. But you know what? I wanted a break. I wanted silence after that one. Because you know what? You ever notice that tone? That the words don't run into each other? at the end of the phrase is white. That white is just as important as those letters. And the silence after your poem, and Shayna, thank you, was very, very poignant. And I just happen to come to something right now that I want to read, and it's by Rabbi Torsky, Abe Torsky. It's called "Retain Your Individuality," and please don't succumb to what they call the ritualistic whatever, because your stuff is too important. And this has been a wonderful gift having you on the show. The individuality of ourselves, and each one of us is a light, like the menorah in the base of Mikdash, just like the light for Hanukkah, just like the lights we light for Friday night, and also Havdalah. What is Havdalah? It's a bunch of wicks fired that make the difference between a candle and a torch. And each one of us is a candle, and together we make that torch. And then with that torch we make a difference in the world. And we need each other because of our individuality. And that's why I want to read this poem. These are poems of writing by Rabbi Torsky. Reb Yuri of Strelisk said, "It is well known that every Jew is represented by a letter in the Torah. If any letter in the Torah is missing or damaged, the Torah is unusable until the letter is restored. Similarly, if any single Jew is missing from the Jewish nation, he must be restored." Reb Yuri then asks, "We know that if any letter in the Torah touches another letter, it must be separated. But why is this so? Since the letter of the Torah represents the Jewish people, there should not be any problem if one adheres to the second." Reb Yuri continued, "Yes, togetherness is of vital importance, but not to the degree that a person loses his individuality. Every person should be a distinct entity. Every person should take time during the day to meditate upon his or hers, or what his or her mission is on earth. If one does not do so, he may lose his identity and fail to actualize his potential." Reb Yuri's teaching is extremely important. Yes, we should join together as one unit. However, we should not lose our identity in the process of pursuing unity. The letters of the Torah should be our guide. All must be there for the Torah to be valid. However, each letter should retain its distinct nature. I thought that went right with your sound and your poem. I'm giving you back your mic so we can get your...
Get back cozy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the time, and I think we have you wanted me to redo Talking Fish.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
And we'll have enough time for that, and then we'll just kind of like cruise out.
Okay, again, so this is called Talking Fish Kabbalah Blues. Wading through the stream, hoping to catch a fish. Caught a cold instead, but oh, how I wish the sport of love would not drown me so. This hunt of love is so awfully shallow, awash in waves, time after time after time. I bait my hook with applejack, tossed it out, and turned my back. Seemed like hours before I got me a nibble, and when I reeled it back, 'twas not more than a Jewfish lecturing me on the art in fish kabibble. So I threw it back in, hoping it would go on its merry way, but it kept swimming toward me, singing a sad little refrain. It's 1 + 1 thing, don't always make 2. Sometimes it makes 3 or 4, so if you're looking for hot eggs, be my guest. But let me explain something to you, young man. Making love with number 1 is always the best. I looked at it, sort of perplexed, and asked, do you mean what I think you just said? No, said the Jewfish as it did holler. I didn't say Jimmy collect corn for less than $1. Love is love, and it's all it's meant to be. When you find it, you'll know it's already. Stop asking me. In the meantime, learn to love yourself. Be gentlemanly, be ambitious, be this, be that. Oh, the Jewfish. It talked too much, so I waded inward with the net, clubbed it to death, scaled it, fried it, made bracha over it, and ate it for lunch. Boy, oh boy, was it delicious.
Thank you. At what time we have over there?
It is 7 minutes to the hour.
I want to thank you guys so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
And Shayna, next time we're going to have you on with your own.
That's okay.
With your
I was here to introduce Sid.
And I'm glad you did, because we did the whole 2 hours, and it flew. It absolutely was exciting in a way that is different and united and unique is the word I was looking for, but not unique. You're not unique. You're part of the menorah, and each one of us is so important. And we each have our own individual, like my son has his way of singing. But he loved what you were doing. He understood it. He says, wow, that's different, but it's different. It's nice.
Sid is very gifted and talented in ways that we can't describe it, because we don't know those words yet. But his gifts are just beautiful. His voice, the way that he can do it, his humor is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I love his poetry, and I do.
Well, I'm just saying thank you very much.
And I'm just really happy I met him.
Absolutely. Well, I'm happy you met him, because otherwise we wouldn't have had him as a guest, and it took us a while to connect, and it was quite worthwhile. Thank you so much. And we wish you all the greatest success. And
thank you.
And I would like people to know where they can talk to you or find out where your stuff is. And also, I'm sure you're going to be having concerts coming up of some sort.
Yeah, the best way people can do that is if you go to MySpace, www.myspace.com/2, then Dolly Cockroach. You can go there and you can find out where I'm playing next and what I'm doing.
We could if you could type it in.
Yeah, I don't know if we can type it in.
I hope it does. Let's try it.
Dot.
What he's doing is typing it in for you guys so you can get a hold of him, and it's very important. And he's got a way of introducing things to us in a way that normally wouldn't be. If you've ever sat and you just had a song come into your head, a tune, and you just conveyed it. Well, that's what we're doing here. It's the purity, okay, you got it there? Did you hit enter?
And actually, I want to tell folks that I also do brises and bar mitzvahs and bas mitzvahs too, and funerals and wakes and all that other stuff.
Yeah, they did it down in Louisiana, baby.
And if you want to contact me, it's okay.
Sure, go.
Okay. I know all the plugs, all my shameless plugs. I'm blowing my own horns, which I've already done. My email is Sid, SID _ that squiggly line, Yiddish. You know how to spell that.
With a Y.
Yeah, with a yid, my yiddle. Okay. At hotmail.com, and if you want to contact me directly, here's my phone number. It's area code 847-644-2857, and I do work for matzah.
And well done ones too. This is the New Jewish Wake Up Call, and I'm your host, Jeff Osias. This has been one wonderful evening. It was a trip away from the trip. We took a side road, and we bumped into a wonderful guy named Sid Yiddish, and a dear friend of ours, Shayna Bracha, who she is a wonderful blessing, and very, very talented in her own right. And one of these days we will have her on, and we'll show her full her artwork. And but this time she was here to support Sid and myself. And we're very proud of having her here. What was that, Sid? I'm sorry. Listen. Hey, listen, she's an athletic supporter.
That's another story I have, too.
We won't go into that.
Oh, my goodness.
That is a great segue.
And thank you very much for being with us. This is the New Jewish Wake Up Call, and we will be with you at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Chicago time.
This is a prophecy from Yerushalayim, the holy city, to the whole world. This is a message from our children to their parents. Days are coming, says God. There'll be a great hunger in the world. But the hunger will not be for bread